Hello everyone, I'm AJ Cartoon Stories. I am here to tell you all of a new series called The Surreal Race. Please leave a comment down below so you can tell us of what other racers you would like to see. Also, who knows, we might even make a video devoted to a race. Well, let's get to the video. Well, welcome folks, welcome one and all. Welcome to the greatest race in this world, the Surreal Race! Everything, traps, tricks, and obstacles. We can beat ya. We'll beat ya, or you'll beat us. Not in the races anyway. You'll beat us if you get past all of our challenges. Anyway, our first entry is from a town of which thinks that they can combine cars with their fashion, the Red Speeder. Some people even call him the Fiery Lightning, due to how fast he is. And the flame designs on his costume. Pretty impressive, with the wheels as like roller skates, and the spoiler at the back of his backpack. Boy, I tell you, the people of that area really know how to combine functionality with fashion. It's impressive, I tell you, impressive. But he's not the only denizen of that area, which we will see in the later part of this introduction. Well, MG, this red racer is might take home the gold with the speed
boosts.
Yes.
Nice. So, do they make him go out lightnings?
Well, no, not really.
Okay.
But it's sad to admit, but they can make fashion into an automobile.
Ooh, fashion.
All I can say is, let's see if his human body can ban all our tricks and traps on the obstacle course.
I think I'm actually feeling the vibrations so fast. He's actually shaking the ground.
The race hasn't even started yet.
Guess he's revving up yet. Guess he's revving up.
Indeed. That's his friend from his hometown.
He has a friend?
Yes, they both come from a town with their vehicles instead of driving them.
So so for drinks?
Well, technically, kind of. Anyway,
on with the race!
Yeah. The next entry in the wearing your vehicle department, the troubling tower. Once a former tow truck driver, now he's in this race to win it and beat us all. Well, beat the contestants anyway. And don't be fooled by his goofy exterior face, he's actually quite durable. In fact, he lost that tooth because he crashed into a car without a vehicle. Not even wearing a helmet. Man, is that guy hard to keep down. And in case you're wondering about the tow hook, yes, he uses it to help his community and uses it as a grapple hook. He even has a hook on his backpack to help him out with his job. Anyway, as for the rockets on his shoes, he's a bit of a daredevil. He also used them to get to emergencies in a quicker speed. Quite impressive, this one. He's a representation of you might knock him down, but he'll get back up. And boy, is he gotten up, and he's gotten people up too. Now, in case you're wondering about the first two entries, I figured that it would be amazing if people were wearing their vehicles. Kind of like an extreme sport. Anyway, time for another entry. Well, MG, what do you think of this one?
Is he a tow truck?
Yes. And as I said earlier, this guy is the tow truck for his town.
Ooh, he has a siren and hook ready to go.
Yes, and he uses that hook on his hand as a grappling hook.
Cool! Does that mean he can scale buildings?
Yes, and it's good for certain obstacles which we'll have in this race.
Awesome! Will there be fire?
Yeah, we've been asked to not use fire as much as we used to due to fuel explosions.
Okay, fair point.
Anyway, you do have to admit on one thing. A guy who can survive hitting a wall and only losing one tooth and getting a gold tooth is quite impressive.
He has a gold tooth?
Yes. Anyway, you'd have to admit on one thing. This guy might look oafish, but he is quite useful.
What's those fish mean again?
He's a bit soft on the head.
So is he like a teddy bear?
Let's just say that he's a funny guy, but he has a habit of being a little not so smart.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, a guy who helps people out and is willing to support his friend by coming to this race is quite interesting. Looks like they'll both be supporting their little town. And they'll prove for once and for all, can a guy wear a car and can I still do car stuff? Or is it just a really bad fashion choice?
Me likey.
Well, we'll find out if it's fashionable and functional in this race.
Awesome.
Time for the next entry, which is a twist. We've seen men as cars, now let's see a car be a man. Our next entry isn't a man dressed as a car, it's a car of who's alive, and the man driving is a dummy. Created by a brilliant automobile scientist of who wanted to create a car of what could help people from crashing into each other, the car took on a personality of its own. And apparently wanted to see of how fast it can go and how it can dodge obstacles. It inherited it from its creator. Well, MG, what do you think of this one?
Is he a tow truck?
Yes. And as I said earlier, this guy is the tow truck for his town.
Ooh, he has a siren and hook ready to go.
Yes, and he uses that hook on his hand as a grappling hook.
Cool! Does that mean he can scale buildings?
Yes, and it's good for certain obstacles which we'll have in this race.
Awesome! Will there be fire?
Yeah, we've been asked to not use fire as much as we used to due to fuel explosions.
Okay, fair point.
Anyway, you do have to admit on one thing. A guy who can survive hitting a wall and only losing one tooth and getting a gold tooth is quite impressive.
He has a gold tooth?
Yes. Now, I really wanted to create a switch on the whole driver driving vehicle thing. I gave the Carl a hand so it can do human stuff, like riding, eating, fueling itself, and, as a funny quirk, I thought I would make it a ventriloquist so it can move Dave the dummy around like a puppet. You know, kind of like it was a really close friend of the car. I thought it would be a fun quirk. Anyway, the finished piece is at here. Our final entry into the Surreal race. The Old Man. Real name? Rodney. He's been in this race longer than anyone. Every time, he always comes back. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses. Let's just face it, he's not going to give up until he, well, you know, kicks the bucket. Still sporting his traditional vehicle from when he first entered the race, his motto is, "You youngins have it easy. I made this car myself, you know. Back then we didn't have all the fancy doodads you had, so I'm gonna prove that I can still do it. That is a motivational word, but still, you do have to admit on one thing. His obsession of this is starting to become a bit annoying. He was always boasting about his perfect wins. His perfect wins. And he claims that whenever he loses, he learns, which is a bit true. Well, what do you think?
Ooh! The returning champion came to defend his title! Me likey!
Yes, this will prove once and for all. Will these rookies beat the old-time champ? Or will the old-time champ lose? And will it come down to the new generation to carry on his title?
Wait, is his name the old-time champ?
Nope, that's a nickname he likes.
Huh. Wait, so is this card like steam powered or something? Or do you have to crank it?
Actually, he cranks it. And that's the emergency power if he runs out of gas.
Ooh, that sounds good. The crank card.
Indeed, and let me tell you, he's a bit of a cranky person at times. He always goes on about how the new generation's boring.
But hello, he has a title to defend!
Now you listen here, you youngins. I'm gonna win this race, even if I die trying.
Hello, he has a title! Also, he might die, or we never know.
We know that, you're kook. Now get out of the booth, please.
Wait, how'd he get into the booth anyway? I thought we locked it!
I never know. Now anyway, who do you think is going to win this race? Leave your answer in the comments below, and let's get ready to race, people! If you've liked this video, then who knows, we might make another if you comment enough. Also, who do you think will win this race? Perhaps we'll make an episode focused on the race itself. Well, see you soon, and don't forget to like and subscribe.